Members, this is the appointed time. We have a quorum, so let's begin. Item 1, matters arising. A report of the meeting with the Chief Secretary for Administration. The Chief Secretary expressed his pleasure at seeing all LegCo members attending the seminar on upholding and improving executive-led system to promote governance in the Hong Kong SARs organized by the Chinese Association of Hong Kong Macasters on the 26th of January. During the seminar, Director Xia Baolong provided a detailed explanation on executive-led governance. He emphasized that upholding and improving this system is instrumental in continuously enhancing the governance effectiveness of the Hong Kong SAR. In addition to the leadership role and responsibilities of the Chief Executive and the government in governing Hong Kong, the active support and cooperation of the legislature and judiciary are also essential to forming a strong governance synergy. The essence of the executive-led system lies in the three branches performing their respective duties, taking responsibility and working in coordination. The CS says he looks forward to the LegCo and various sectors working together to consolidate and improve the system. Under the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong, all parties should strive to build a better home in Hong Kong and contribute to the country's development. He also noted that the 2026 legislative program submitted last week covers several important areas that are crucial to improving people's livelihood and promoting economic development. In response to the investigation and review initiated following the Wang Fuk Court fire in Tai Po, the government will amend the Buildings Ordinance to enhance the safety of large-scale maintenance works. The CS further stated that the government will actively advance the drawing up of bills and updating the items and timelines in the legislative program as necessary, taking into account social needs, government policy priorities, and the legislative process. As always, the government will work closely with LegCo to facilitate the efficient and high-quality scrutiny of bills. On the work of panels, the Chief Secretary stated that the policy bureaus will engage with the chairpersons and deputies of various panels as soon as possible to discuss work plans for the coming year. The government will continue to actively coordinate with the panels and strengthen communication with members during policy formulation. This will ensure that members, as representatives of the people, can provide more professional and pragmatic advice to the government. Item 2. Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation. Now, we are going to deal with 6 items of subsidiary legislation. LS3/2026 report number 2. Subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 23rd of January 2026. I'll give the floor to legal advisor to go through these items. Yes, I will first report to members relating to LN7. This relates to a commencement notice. The 1st of June 2026 will be appointed as the day on which the uncommenced provisions of the legislation publication ordinance come into operation. This ordinance was gazetted in June 2011. The purpose is to establish an electronic database of Hong Kong legislation called Hong Kong e-legislation and give legal status to copies published in the database. For the provisions to be the operation of which to be commenced, it relates to repealing the 1965 edition as well as the loose-leaf edition in 1990. According to the Department of Justice, this exercise was completed in March last year. So starting from the 1st of June this year, the Hong Kong e-legislation will replace the loose-leaf edition and the traditional publication of the Hong Kong laws. Now, please refer to the Gazette notice. We have not identified any irregularities relating to this legal notice. Right, thank you. Members, is there a need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on this item? Please raise your hand if you want to set up a subcommittee. There is none. Let's move on to the next one, legal advisor. I'm going to brief members on legal notices 8 to 12. There are 5 items of subsidiary legislation in total. Well, this is in fact the first occasion in this Legislative Council to deal with MPF fund schemes and the relevant subsidiary legislation. So allow me to explain the background. The MPF schemes ordinance was enacted in 2021. The make provisions for the establishment of the Common Electronic Platform. And in the last term of LegCo, 9 batches of MPF schemes were already incorporated into the platform through subsidiary legislation. Now, for the LN 9 to LN 12, they include the large batch of schemes to be included. First, for LN 12, the 26th of March 2026 and the 30th of April 2026 will be appointed as the dates on which the relevant approved trustees, that's BCT MPF Industry Choice Scheme as well as BEA MPF Industry Scheme, must respectively begin to use the eMPF platform to perform the administrative functions. For LN 9 to LN 11, they relate to the slashing of fees and the relevant dates. And for details, please refer to paragraphs 10 to 15. They will come into operation on the 26th of June and also the 30th of July 2026. As for the last one, LN 8, it relates to the date on which the uncommenced provisions of the amendment notice will come into operation, and that's respectively on the 30th of April 2026 and the 5th of October 2026. Now, they mainly relate to the streamlining of the procedures for transferring accrued benefits between trustees, removal of the requirement, as well as repeal of the central registers. As explained, the large batch of schemes will join the eMPF platform soon, so these provisions will come into operation according to the specified dates. That means all provisions in the 2021 Amendment Ordinance will come into operation according to the legal notices. Please refer to paragraphs 17 and 18 for details. The LSD has not identified any issue with the items. That's all from me. Right, members. Is there a need to set up a subcommittee to follow up on these items? Please raise your hand. Mr. Kingsley Wong, Mr. Lam Wai Kong, and Mr. Lee Kwong Yu, and Mr. Holden Chow. So more than 3 members. The Secretariat will issue a notice in due course to invite interested members to join the subcommittee. Let me remind members that in relation to these 6 items of subsidiary legislation, if you want to move amendment, please give notice before the council meeting of the 25th of February. And the scrutiny period may be extended to the council meeting of the 18th of March by resolution. Next item, business for the council meeting of the 4th of February 2026. These items have been put on Wednesday's agenda. Questions and two members' motion without legislative effect, and that's motion on further enhancing the speed and efficiency of developing the Northern Metropolis to promote the better development of Hong Kong's R&T industry, moved by Mr. Brave Chan, and also motion on formulating development strategies to deal with demographic challenges, to be moved by Ms. Judy Chan. Report number 2/2026 of the House Committee on Consideration of Subsidiary Legislation and Other Instruments will also be tabled into the Council. This report contains 9 items of subsidiary legislation, the period for amendment of which will expire on the date of the Council meeting. No member has indicated the wish to speak. Next item, anti-chamber exchange session. I'd like to remind members that the first anti-chamber exchange session of the current term LegCo will be held next Wednesday, the 4th of February, from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. The Secretariat has issued a notice to members. Now, the Financial Secretary will lead 2 discussion groups that day. First one is a joint session of the Panel on Development and Panel on Commerce and Industry and Innovation Technology. Now, the theme of discussion is how can Hong Kong better integrate into and serve the overall development of the country by proactively aligning with a 15 five-year plan in advancing industrial development. The second joint session is one of the Panel on Financial Affairs and the Panel on Economic Development. The theme of discussion is how should Hong Kong consolidate and enhance its status as an international financial, shipping and trade center to leverage its unique strengths, better serve the needs of the country and achieve long-term development. So please make time to attend the anti-chamber exchange session. Item 4, position on bills, committees and subcommittees. Please refer to LC paper number CB bracket 293/2026. As of the 29th of January, Thursday, 2 subcommittees have been set up under the House Committee, and please refer to the paper for details. Item 5, any other business? Nothing under A or B, so meeting's adjourned. Thank you.